Long ago in the ancient Benin kingdom of Edo State, there lived a princess named Osarugue, born to the powerful Oba of the land. She was the only child of the Oba, a girl whose arrival had been celebrated with drums, feasts, and dances throughout the kingdom. But Osarugue was different. From an early age, her body grew larger than others her age, and by the time she became a young woman, she was what many in the kingdom considered unusually large. The burden of expectations. In the kingdom of Benin, beauty standards were rigid. A woman was expected to be slender, graceful, and soft-spoken. Osarugue, however, was none of these. Her large figure became the subject of whispers and ridicule among the people, and even the palace servants would sometimes mock her behind her back. Despite her warm smile and her intelligence, Osarugue felt the sting of the kingdom's disdain. Suitors who should have been lining up for a princess of her status avoided her. Who would want to marry a princess like her, they would whisper. Osarugue knew of the people's feelings toward her. She saw their stares and heard their cruel jokes. But what hurt the most was her father's silence. The Oba, though a powerful ruler, seemed ashamed of his daughter. He rarely spoke of her and often avoided taking her to public events. The turning point. One day during the annual festival of the Great Leopard, a celebration that brought all the neighboring kingdoms together, the Oba announced a challenge. He declared that any man who could prove his worth by completing 3 impossible tasks would win Osaruge's hand in marriage. But secretly, the Oba hoped no one would succeed. He was embarrassed to marry off his daughter. The tasks included 1. Fetching water from the cursed Lake Agbon without being swallowed by the spirits. 2. Capturing the rare golden eagle that lived atop Mount Yugi. 3. Bringing back the ivory tusk of the legendary elephant of the Enegi forest, an animal so fierce that no hunter had ever returned alive from pursuing it. The suitor nobody expected, as expected, many men failed. Some never returned, and others abandoned the challenge after realizing the danger. But one man, a common farmer named Ife, stepped forward. Ife was neither wealthy nor powerful, but he had heard of Osarugue's kindness. He was fascinated by the stories of how she secretly helped the poor by giving them food from the palace and treated the servants with respect. Ife took on the task with a calm determination. At Lake Agbon, he sang an old song taught to him by his grandmother, which lulled the spirits into sleep, allowing him to fetch the water. On Mount Ugi, he used his wit to set a clever trap, capturing the golden eagle without harming it. In the Enegi forest, instead of hunting the legendary elephant, he approached it with humility, offering it fruits. To everyone's astonishment, the elephant willingly shed a tusk and gave it to him. When Ife returned to the palace with all 3 items, the people were shocked. The Oba had no choice but to honor his word, though he was displeased. Osarugue, on the other hand, was overjoyed. For the first time, someone had seen her not for her appearance, but for her heart. The people's change of heart. After their marriage, Ife and Osarugue worked together to bring change to the kingdom. Osarugue used her position to advocate for the poor and challenge the rigid standards of beauty that had oppressed her. Over time, the people came to love her for her wisdom, compassion, and strength. The once ridiculed princess became a symbol of resilience, and her story was passed down as a reminder that worth is not determined by appearance, but by the goodness within. In the end, the fat princess of Edo State became a beloved queen, proving that true royalty lies in the heart, not the body. The legacy of Queen Osarugue. As the years went by, Queen Osarugue and King Ife transformed the Benin kingdom in ways no one could have imagined. Osarugue's struggles with being judged solely by her appearance fueled her desire to ensure that future generations would not suffer the same fate. Her reign became known as the Era of New Eyes, symbolizing a shift in the kingdom's perspective toward acceptance, compassion, and inclusivity. Changing the kingdom. Osarugue introduced initiatives that challenged societal norms. She encouraged the celebration of individuality by creating a yearly festival called the Festival of All Colors, where people of all shapes, sizes, and walks of life participated in dancing, storytelling, and art competitions. Through her influence, artists began to depict women of all forms in their sculptures and paintings, breaking away from the old ideal of beauty. Storytellers rewrote tales to reflect the strength and courage of individuals like Osarugue, emphasizing inner qualities rather than physical attributes. Osarugue also advocated for the education of women, ensuring that young girl